flip it and then I start it. And I was like, just kidding, goofy face. And then shows everybody my goofy face. That's not very nice, YouTube. Anyway, I drew these like just before we started. I drew these little, just moving my stuff around. I drew these little goblins, I guess. I'm trying to do things in more. This was like just to see if I knew what a goblin looked like, and then I'm trying to do more like extreme positioning and stuff. Gosh, can you guys hear that train? So I did this guy. I'm just having my tea. But yeah, let's draw something. I was thinking about drawing a brain. Oh, thanks for the hearts. I don't remember what a brain looks like. I mean, that's not what I meant to say. I don't remember the last time I drew a brain. So I thought it would be fun. Ooh, some beard to draw a human brain. I didn't really get ready for this stream. I usually come up with a couple of things that to draw, like in case there's no suggestions or recommendations or what is it called? Requests. But today I just started. I was drawing these goblins and I was like, oh, let's draw another goblin before we get underway. I also have, this was last time's stream. We drew, this is a giggle, a gliggle. I can't remember. There's a name for these guys. And then this was somebody's PFP. That was a request I drew. So I drew that. Oh, what's this? One more. Nope. Okay, yeah, let's draw a goblin. So the biggest story that I remember as about goblins was there's this old story about a goblin who puts his hand into a pickle jar. Hang on, I want to move that over. Who puts his hand into a pickle jar. There to there. Okay. And then squeezes around the pickle and then can't get his hand out, right? So he's holding, and maybe it's I've heard it a couple different ways. I've heard pickle jar, and I've heard like other things that the person wants. So like it's an interesting, it's like a moral tale, right? What is that called? Like not a fable, because that has animals in it usually, but like a moral tale is as good as I'm going to get right now. And I don't know, that's what sticks with when I think of goblins. I think of them as so greedy that they hurt themselves. That's my only defining characteristic of a goblin. If I remember, this story was from Jewish folklore, but I'm not 100%. Uh, the priest, so I went to church a lot. I was a Catholic, Reformed Catholic, as they say. And the priest would always, he was very interested in teaching everybody the roots of Catholicism, which is Judaism. And I thought that was really interesting. So we learned a lot of like, hey, Pivel, welcome. I'm drawing some goblins today. These are some upside down ones. Hang on, I'll show you right side up. And so then I'm telling a story about goblins. I don't know how long you were here. And there was a story that I learned from about goblins where they try to take so much from a jar that's offered to them that they can't get their hand out, right? So the goblin is welcome to have some pickles, right? He meets a traveler or whatever, and the goblin, they're like, oh, you look hungry. Why don't you have some food? And the goblin reaches into the pickle jar and he tries to take all the pickles, and so then he can't get his hand out. And he refuses to let go of some of the pickles in order to get his hand out. And so he gets stuck in the pickle jar. And I don't know, that's the story of goblins that I know. So when I think of goblins, that's what I'm trying to draw. It's a weird thing to try to draw, like that type of terrible greed. But That's like, I don't know. I don't know if that's weird actually or not. Like, how do other people think of ways like what to draw? Is it, hey, oh, thanks, Pavel. Pavel. Hey, my main is Sunik. Welcome. All right, I'm gonna do just a little bit of color on this one. I don't want to go crazy, but because I want to draw something else. But I'm gonna draw just some green on these pickles, I think. Well, maybe some yellow. Oh, that's funny. One of the first, oh, this could use a sharpen. One of the first shorts that like did okay, and I was like, oh, okay, I might actually have fun doing this YouTube thing. Was a short about hanging a pickle ornament for Christmas. There was a few, but it was last Christmas when I first started thinking like, oh, okay, maybe this drawing shorts thing is fun, or maybe like this drawing on YouTube thing is fun. It was another couple of months, I think, before I was able to do lives, and then it was another couple of months even still after that until I felt comfortable doing lives. Even though like I definitely wanted to do lives like since early on, it was once I had the ability because you need 50 subscribers. Oh, cool. Let's see, Sunik. Let me see. But yeah, once I started doing the lives, or once I had the ability to do the lives, then it took me a while to feel comfortable. And now I really like it. I like doing the requests. I like doing the lives. I try to do almost every day, and that's I can't do every day, but it's fun. I really enjoy it. Yeah, let me see your profile pic. Go to channel. All right. Some. Oh yeah, I'll use some light blue. This I always use light blue or green for glass. That's pretty much because those are the two colors that glass generally is in our modern world. I don't know what historic glass looked like. Um, but yeah, there's two main methods for doing glass, and one is soda glass, and that returns in like a glass when you look through it looks very green. And one is Sonic. Sonic is your tutor. Okay, cool. And one is this kind of glass. I don't know what the method is, but it makes it very blue. All right, let's do. So these are the goblins I did already. Let's do like a goblin. I have no I have no start, so I'm just going to kind of draw something like what would a goblin? I want it to be in an extreme positioning, or just not extreme, but unusual, because I feel like I draw so many things where it's just like, hi, I'm the normal guy, and like that's fine, that's good, it's great, but I want to practice better or more stuff. It's in between full time and hobby. Like I do make money off the illustration. I'm trying to transition to make illustrating my full time. And part of that is getting on YouTube and getting people to see my stuff. Um, right now, I make most of my illustration money from doing um, it's a thing where someone hires you to do it, not consultation. Why is my brain at a loss? Commissions. And then I do, a goblin with a dagger? Sure thing. But I also sell prints and I do greeting cards and stuff like that. And we sell those at craft fairs. Okay, so I think I'm going to do something. I want something unique, like I said. So I'm going to have this be the dagger, and then I'm going to have the goblin be holding it up, I think. So this is a challenge for me. I'm not very practiced at humanoid figures. So that's part of why I'm doing them is because I want to get better. Uh, I usually do animals. That's my main. Okay, so I'm having him hold up the dagger. This is the idea here, is he's holding up the dagger on two hands. So like if I do, let's just do stick figure goblin. He's down on he's like this. Here's his shoulders. His head would be here, but we'll just have his head bowed. Okay, this might not be that interesting because he is being blocked by himself, but let's keep going and see where it goes. So his arms will come forward and then up, and then his body would be like this. And then it'd have to be really foreshortened, right? Because we're looking at it from above, so it'd be kind of like this. We'll give him a loincloth. No, there's people outside. And then you would only see just a little bit of his legs and feet back here. Okay, this is not terrible. I think we can do this. Take care, Sonic Tutor Sunic. Okay. So those will be the main arms. I kind of went the wrong way there. Okay, I think this is looking all right. It's hard to see sometimes. The camera is like where I would normally put my head, which I think makes sense. It's so you guys can see it. I always have to do my hands in the position that hands are supposed to be in because I'm just terrible at remembering how hands are supposed to look. Once I get where the thumbs point, I'm all right, but it takes me a minute to get the thumbs. Well, it takes me more than a minute. I have to do the positioning. Okay. So I'm just going to give tubes right now, and we'll come back. I do most or maybe all of my sketches as like piece by piece. Like they get more and more finished as I go. So like step by step, I clean them up and I move forward. I find that just helps me if I focus too hard on one thing and like make it really clean and then I make a change or something, then I have to do all this other work. And so I find it's just better to go piece by piece. Let's give him some hips and see where that takes us. And we'd see the top of the hips there, so his body would be coming out. Okay, I think that's good. Let's give him a little like belly. I think, as I was saying before, like greedy. So I think like it could be nice to have the goblin be a little bit fat-bellied. Although most of the goblins I've drawn have been pretty skinny, this could be fun. And then his knees will be hitting the ground. And let's give him, let's give him some like thighs. Okay. Okay, I think we're coming together actually pretty well. Oh, welcome back. A hand. Oh yeah, these are the hands. So then this is going to be the dagger. Like we have the box for where the dagger is going to go. I mean, it won't be a box, it'll be the dagger, but okay. So I like his head is bowed. His hands are kind of in the way, but maybe there's something clever and fun we can do here. He's like it looks like he's almost intentionally hiding his face. If we have his head turned to the side, we can put an eye here and he can be like peeking out from between his arms. I'm not sure how it'll look, but we can give it a try. That's what I've been trying to do a lot lately is for a long, long time, everything I did was like, I want to make sure if I do it where people can see, it looks really, really good. Yeah, so I only have 500 subscribers and I just got that last week. So unmonetized right now on YouTube. And it's to get monetized, to get to the first step, you need 1,000, well, I think at 500 subscribers and 3,000 watch hours in the last year, or 1 million, I think, views on shorts, you can have like channel members and stuff. And so then people can choose to give you some money that way. And then to like get monetized where they actually start paying you. Oh, and you can start running ads, but they won't pay you for them. And to get to the point where you want to actually start earning the money from the ads, you need 1,000 subscribers. And still, like, I think it's even more. I think it's 6,000 watch hours. I think it's still a million shorts views though. But yo, it's a million shorts views in the last 90 days. So shorts are really, you have to be really on top of that. It's a lot. That's a lot. Um, yeah, so at the time, I don't make any money from YouTube. The best would be to use YouTube to like drive people to other places where they can buy your stuff and support you. But I don't even do that yet. Right now, I'm just doing YouTube to keep myself focused and to build an audience. And hopefully, I will be able to eventually be monetized. But yeah, I've only been doing it for a year. And like, it usually takes at least that long before you have constant regular posting where you can build up videos and stuff before YouTube will start genuinely suggesting you to people. Um, that's what I've read from other creators. And so the advice is always you really need to like want to do this for a different, like on top of wanting to earn a living and stuff, you need to want to do this separate from that because it's just there's going to be a lot of time where and maybe forever you won't earn a living doing it. So, okay, I think it's time to work on the dagger. I actually am I think this guy turned out really good. I wasn't sure, but I think he comes across. He's peeking. Let me fix his little eye here because I want him to be like I want it to be clear that he's like peeking up at us or at whoever is it's still about the same. We'll just give it a little dark pupil. All right, let me give one last shot at that little eye and then we'll move on to the dagger. Let me find my tiny eraser. Here it is. Yeah, that's great progression. It took me to get to 300 subs, took me months. Um, so you're doing good. Somebody pointed out that it's all about steady progression though, because like sometimes you'll get a bump or an initial burst, and that's good. That's not bad. No one's saying that, but you'll if it doesn't have longevity or like stayfulness, I don't know what the word for that is, then it'll suffer from that. So just stay consistent. That's the best, or that's the most common advice, and I've heard from successful YouTubers that that's the best advice. And that's been when I stay consistent, YouTube starts showing me to more and more people. And when I am kind of piecemeal and doing different stuff, it's not that YouTube doesn't show me to people, but it's less and less. But I've really found something I enjoy in doing the streams. In fact, the whole reason I started doing these like regular drawing live streams and stuff was because I was so stressed out. We were moving and we'd actually been kicked out of our house, and which turned out to be like just like weird drama, like someone being a freaking drama queen. And we were hadn't found a new place to live yet, but we were packing because we had to leave, and it was crazy. We were trying to find a place. Oh yeah, enjoy your math. I love math. Good luck on your math exam. Uh, yeah, and we were trying to find a place to live, even though we were someplace else. So we were like getting rides up to the city where we were trying to move to. And in all of this, I was like, I need something to make me feel like I'm doing so much work and I'm not even sure like what it's for or what it's like if there's going to be a positive or negative result. I need something that I can control that I want to do. And it was drawing streams, and it's been really great. Let's shade his head. I feel like the head got lost. The shading of the head got lost because it was behind his arms. And let's shade his underarm here. I'm just going to do as if the light's coming from this direction, which is my like, most of the time, that's where light is coming from in my drawings. It's just easier. I don't have to think about it every time. If I do a default, then it can just be that. All right. I think this turned out good. Little, not gremlin, little goblin with a dagger knelt before probably a bigger goblin, right? Like, or maybe like a, what are one of the other ones? Like an orc. I don't generally draw fantasy creatures, but this is fun. Let's do, what would an orc, so orcs just have to be, I'm going to do the head a little bit smaller so I can make his body like friggin' gigantic. So I guess let's have the orc be facing us. I didn't do an extreme body position this time. I say extreme, but just like different. So instead I'm just gonna do a classic fashion drawing technique where you put the shoulders one way and the hips the other, which like will kind of make this big military-ish orc like have a sassy pose, but I'm fine with that. So yeah, let's see. Let's bring his hips in just a little bit. Okay. And then we'll keep the legs like tree trunks. We'll do this one, we'll do a little bit like bent out. You can be standing on something. This is orc boot. I don't know what orc boots are. Actually, does someone make an orc boot? Because I'd buy a orc boot work boot. It sounds great. And then we'll do this one standing straight. This is the leg he's like supporting himself on. Maybe that goes off the bottom of the paper. And this is like the skull of his enemy. But it's melty. I don't know why it's melty. Hey, Seven. Mr. Gary Busey. 2052 7. Man, you know what comes right before 7? Okay. Do orcs, let's move his head up a little bit. We'll give him, he doesn't have a neck. I drew him without a neck, which feels very orcish, but let's give him a little bit of a neck. And we'll have his face be going this way. And like, I guess, do orcs always have horns? I feel like I want to do horns for this guy. We'll do horns. And then, okay, I'm just going to clean up some of these scribble guidelines we got going. Now that we've moved the head up a little. I gave him a little hair, but that's silly. Okay. And for arms, it'll kind of be something like this. I don't know what his arms will be doing, but we'll figure it out. Okay. And then I think like armor, right? Like I feel like if you're doing an orc has to be wearing armor. Oh, what up, Douglas Day? Oh, Orca, yeah. Free Willy. I think it's funny, right? They did this Free Willy, and it was like kind of, I think it was partially funded by, um, actually, I don't know if this is a fake statistic I heard or what, but it ended up, right, like giving so much publicity to so sad that the way orcas were treated and how different they really were in captivity that like they ended up actually being freed. And that's great. The other thing was, so for this orc's armor, I'm just kind of drawing like big flat panels. I think that's because orcs are like kind of technologically, they're not advanced, right? Wait, is orcs the one in Warhammer where they like, oh, thanks, Douglas. Thank Douglas Day. Take care. Thanks for coming in. It's always great to have you stop by. Where they like because they believe it works, it works. Like orcs are like the creatures of magical thinking. Like they genuinely I can't remember. I think it is true that that's like in Warhammer 40K at least, orcs have this like they just their beliefs are so strong that even if they do something that's crazy and does not make sense. Oh, One Night in Bangkok. Yeah. Hang on. I have a couple of song suggestions that I've been supposed to be listening to that I keep forgetting. I have Stray Kids and now I'll put One Night in Bangkok on there. Okay. I saw a picture showing the size difference between the whale pool and the parking lot at SeaWorld. Oh my God, that's terrible. I can't imagine because I know in the United States parking is like it'll be like here's Target like and if so this is genuinely how some of the laws in the United States work. You'll have Target, the big red balls out front, and then they will say, okay, there is like however many, this will be like the back room that's storage or whatever, and they won't count that, no bathrooms and whatever that is. And then they'll be like, okay, if you had a person for every 3 square feet, every square meter, if there, say there's one person for every square meter of space, right? We need that many parking lots. So parking spaces. So they'll be like, we need as if literally you'll have people standing like arm to arm. And not only that, in the entire store, in a big person grid, right? But not only that, also these people all drove themselves to the place. Every single one of them drove their own car. And then they'll sometimes be like plus 50 depending on what type of store it is. And then that's how big the parking lot will have to be. And so if Target wants to come in, they'll have to build that parking lot and also rent or buy all the land for that park. And that's why you have things like this in the US where you have like Target or whatever the store is, big box the store, and then so many friggin' parking spaces. And then forget about it if they have a cafe, because that has its own set of rules, which are even more strict than this. I lived in a place where like it was like this Target, and then there's a bunch of other stores, so the parking lot was really huge. But then right here, like there was handicap parking and sad mom parking and all that, and then like right here, you had like a shed sort of, but it was open, and it was horse and buggy, so you could park your horses in the shade. It was the middle of Amish country, so it made sense. It made sense in the at the time. Okay. So I think, yeah, we'll do these big square panels for orc armor here. This will be orc chest armor. I think let's draw his head. That's another panel there because I realized that that was not an effective loincloth. So it's a little layered panels here. You have like, and they kind of lock into place there. They must have layered panel armor historically. This feels very Japanese, but that just might be because I'm not well versed in historical armors. And this like kind of hanging panel skirt sort of thing is like you see it in samurai movies. That's not where I got the idea. I was just trying to think like if I was a big dumb orc, what would my armor look like? And it was like I would just staple big pieces of wood together and stick them on myself. So that's what I did. I'm going to give the orc a sort of pig nose. A lot of orcs, they'll have like a nose ring. I don't think I want to do that. I think we'll just have his horns, his tusks sort of popping out right next to his nose like that. And maybe we'll make those bigger in a minute, but let's try to get some of his other features nailed down. Yeah, I don't. What are other, we have goblins. We did a couple goblins. Now we're doing an orc. What else should we do? Especially if it's like the uglier, less appreciated fantasy creatures. I'd love to do. I'm always drawing like dragons and fairies, which is fine. I don't know nothing against dragons and fairies. I actually like to draw them a lot. But let's draw some like uggos today. Okay. This is his eyebrows. So his eyes are going to be here. I think I've given him like a sort of Neanderthal like brow bone, which I think is kind of good. And I kind of want to give him like real, almost like beady eyes. He's like gigantic, so beady eyes for him are still very big. Okay, I've put them kind of cross-eyed. I'm trying to use like the language of um like American culture when you call somebody an idiot, like when you create a character and they're supposed to be an idiot, they often will have like kind of crossed eyes, kind of Neanderthal brow. Oh, thank you so much, Marcus Pretorius. Is Marcus Pretorius a specific emperor or an emperor or just wait, a praetor, that's like a job position. I'm gonna give him just like big ears. Unlike the goblins, which I do like can even see it here, it's so big. Which I usually do like pointy ears. I'm gonna do just big ears with like huge lobes. And let's give him like wonk teeth. Whoop, I want them to be a little bit more rounded. Ooh, what's Oni? Oh, okay. Awesome. I did not know. That's great. Wait, Pretorius and South Africa. That actually does sound familiar. Is there like a president or a like a famous person from South Africa with the name Pretorius? Oscar? No, that's Oscar. He's not from South Africa. Ah, I don't know. It's just all of a sudden, now that you say that, it sounds really familiar. But always cool to learn. Like, well, it's cool to learn most things, but always cool to learn a fact about a country and a culture that I don't know. This guy looks really smug. I want to make him look just a little bit angrier, so I'm pulling the corners of his mouth down. That changed it. Okay, yeah, I think it is Oscar Pistorius. That is what I was thinking, which is not Pretorius. So, yeah, just a misremembering. Whoa, I don't know if you guys can hear. There's like something crazy happening. All right, I think this head has gotten this really good. Oni, I'll have to look up Oni. I know it's a Japanese creature. Uh, we're talking about South Africa. Does South Africa have any like, you know how like in the United States there's the Jersey Devil, and in Tibet they have the Yeti, and in South America, specifically Mexico, I believe they have the Chupacabra. Is there anything like that for South Africa? That'd be cool. We could learn a new myth and also draw it. Oh, hey, May Lamb. Welcome back. Oh, yeah, Marcus. We can do a revolver. Whoa. I am drawing just an orc. I'm doing like some fantasy creatures. Uh, I'm gonna do Oni is on the list. A revolver I'm gonna do quick because I think I'll do there's a character in a Stephen King series called Gunslinger, and I love that series. And basically, it's in the far future, and only a handful of people know how to operate guns, and there's only like a handful of guns, and they're all revolvers because they were the ones to likely stay functional over all these years. This is like 10,000 years in the future or something. Oh, no problem, Maymay. Thanks for coming in. Ooh, Dokolesh. Dokolesh. I'm putting that down. I'm going to look into that. Dokolesh. When I was young, I read a fantasy novel, and in the fantasy novel, there was a character called a dream walker. And basically, I guess I didn't know this at the time because I hadn't like um, I hadn't watched like Nightmare on Elm Street, but it was sort of like that. He could find you by getting into your dreams. And then he could also like control people if he got into their dreams. Like, yeah. I don't know what this guy's hand is doing. I have his fist here on his chest, but I didn't. He's not like doing anything with it. That's all right. He doesn't have to be. Just gonna erase what his arm would block. Okay. I'm gonna pull this a little bit thicker and make his fingers just a little bit less. There we go. His hand will come out that way. His thumb will go in there. Perfect. Hey, Lieutenant Mods. Okay, I will. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, does this have any sound? Let me see if I can pull it on here. Did I spell it right? Yes. Oh, Tokolo. Okay, I didn't. Whoa, that is cool, dude. I've never really gotten around. I was a avid musician for a long time, but I never really got around to messing with a synthesizer. But I've always wanted to. They seem awesome. Takaloshi. Takalashi or Takaloshi. Okay. Yeah, I guess we have to do his other arm. I think this one came forward, so let's have this one like go back and kind of drop down. And let's have him be holding like a club. Really lean into him being dumb. Into the stereotypes, I guess, not into him particularly being dumb. He might be, he might be very wise. But yeah, I saw a video of like I can't remember. It was a musician and they got on and they were messing around with a synthesizer and it was like I think it was a synthesizer at like the BBC or something. It was or a movie studio synthesizer. It was huge. It was a whole wall. I don't know if part of that was because it was old, but it was crazy. And they were like doing okay, right? They had worked with other synthesizers, so they had done some really neat stuff. And then, whoa, too sounded. Oh gosh, yeah, Lieutenant Mods, you were in the hospital yesterday. Or 2 days ago, actually. Yeah, Oddfoot. Oddfoot's my wife. So Oddfoot, we had to bring her to the doctor yesterday. She's been sick for like 10 years, but it changed and got worse yesterday, and we were like, okay, gotta go to the doctor. This isn't normal. All right, I'm like I don't care as much of this hand, so I'm giving it a little bit of a shit try, but let's make it a bone. That'll be funnier. All right, hang on. I'm gonna. Oh gosh. Oh, Tokoloshi, Tokoloshi. Thank you, thank you. Okay, let's draw this Tokoloshi. Which is the? Is it like? Hey, cats, welcome. Oh, that's yeah, man. When you make really powerful music like that, it can be really great. Oh, yesterday we had a was it a 737 or Airbus 331A? I forget. We had a jet in the chat, and today we have a helicopter. Guys, it's really lucky. Bubble. Wait, is that the yeah, yeah, I did. Gosh, I have no idea where that would be. Um, but I did. I drew it that day. Okay. Okay, there's lots of different representations of this Tokoloshi. So let's I'm sorry, cats. Whoops. Okay, they seem in some ways very goblin-y. Okay, Lanky, you got it. I like to hear that. Okay, I'm gonna give him so let's figure out a like a basic orientation. So that'll be shoulders. This will be hips. Okay, I think we're too big, so I'm going to bring it all down a little bit because I want it even lankier than that. There is something going crazy with my web browser. Something going crazy with my web browser. I lost my eraser dust remover. Oh, here it is. Okay. So we'll do shoulders closer together so we can we'll do hips. And now we can get pretty lanky because I've shrunk everything down a little bit. And then I'll do some rib cage. I like that. So we know like this will be the side we can see. Same here. Kind of fat belly. I've been enjoying a little bit of a fat belly. Not like a huge fat belly, but like the circle pouch kind of deal. I moved his shoulders up a little, but I think that's okay. Ooh, that's great. Yeah, I had just a keyboard. It was a Korg. I can't remember, but it was the one that like was made to sound like a baby grand. And I was like pretty excited. I'd just been learning a lot of what's it called? Piano. Um, but yeah, I got it. It got stolen. Really rough. That and my nice camera. Right after my DS got stolen too. That was a weird year and a half. Okay. So I like there's ones that seem to have like basically claws on the feet. I like that. I'm gonna do like a mix between human and bird feet. I don't know if that's permissible, but we'll see. Knobby knees. Give them a little of that. You can't really do knobby hips, but I'm gonna try. Okay. I might give this guy the revolver. Let's see if we can do that. That'll be fun. Well, it'll be fun if it works out. It'll be weird if it doesn't. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Oh man, if I put the claw here, and then it sort of looks like he has hands for feet. Oh yeah, hands with like little sharp claws. Ew. Sometimes I'm drawing and like I just start really imagining what I'm drawing and it creeps me out. Oh, the African painted wolf. Oh, that's not. Okay. Okay. There's like the Tasmanian tiger that. Let's bring him down a little bit. Let's give him a horizon to stand on. Okay, we got to figure out what to do here. I'm going to have him stand up a little bit straighter. Okay. I'm just kind of going by feel right now. Because I had done some planning and it was not feeling good. So I'm going to do something like this. I think we'll have him like looking into his hand. I don't know what he'll be holding in his hand, but we'll figure it out as we go. Thumb would be pointing at us. I totally missed a wrist. Here we go. And then this hand, pow, pow, pow. This is what this land will look like, but we'll get there. So nothing. Okay, okay. Ooh, gummigoo. Hang on, I'll put it on the list. We have, I think, a revolver, an oni, uh, and then gullagoo. Gullagoo. Oh, that's so kind, cats. Thank you so much. Let's do, instead of having him looking into his hand, let's just have it kind of like, Not pointing exactly. That's too short. But more like inviting almost. Okay. I'm gonna knob the elbows a little bit. Make the hand, the forearm and wrist a little bit skinnier. Ay, ay, ay. Sometimes these, when I start getting like I just made them a little bonier, his arms, and I don't know, there was something about that that really made me uncomfortable. Yeah, let me see if I can pull up the Discord. Hey, Kenneth. Gummy Goo, thank you. I missed the chat where it said that. Gum eye glue. Okay. Ay, ay, ay. Oh my gosh. Oh man, I forgot I have tea. Oh, it was cold. Okay, hang on. It's loading it up. It's loading it up. Oh, thank you, Reese. Oh yeah, I've been practicing. So I used to not be able to say it, but you know, it's been a craze lately. So I've been practicing really hard to make sure I'll be able to say it. Uh, so I can. Thank you. I know you were worried, but okay, no problem. Yeah, I'll put Cole on the list. I'm not sure. Cole from Dandy's World. Oh, okay, okay. So I need to get this head correct. So I think usually I wouldn't have this somebody looking at the camera, you know, us. Uh, but I think because it's like a creature, it'll be kind of nice to like it'll be creepy to have it looking at the camera. I don't know. So there's a bunch of different artist representations of this creature, Tokoloshi. Um, they kind of look like Dobby. Like, so I'm just trying to get, I want it to feel otherworldly, but not impossible, but like unsettling. Harry, you got it. Okay, yeah. Harry feels great. I'm gonna make even the ears a little hairy. Oh man, I'm so happy to be drawing this creature. Let's do, I really liked, sorry, May May. Okay, let me see. I do have my Discord finally loaded. Let me, Oh, cool, cats. It's great to practice different things. So I've been doing the opposite where I've been practicing my digital work because I obviously draw on paper all the time. Okay, hang on, I'm loading it up. How do I get to the inviting you to the streams? Discord. I'm on the web version because I'm on this little tiny computer. What's the shirt? What a shirt on the creature? No, I don't think this creature wears shirts. It's a creature. Creature just means like anything that's not a human, basically. I love the word creature. It's a good word. Come on. How do I? Sorry, the computer is slow and it's also, I'm unfamiliar with the, okay, invite people. I think the server is just called CMonsterYK. I think it's open, but here, let me see if I can get an invite that you guys can click on. Can you click on things in the, I'm pretty sure that this is the the one that's in the bio. But hopefully that'll work. Okay. Oh yeah, he's looking right at us. He's looking right at us. I'm gonna do big eyes like it's a nighttime creature because of the dreams. And you know, like nighttime creatures, their eyes are often gigantic and shiny. I want to do that. I want it to be happy, but the kind of happy where you know that it's there's something wrong. Yeah, very big eyes. Did it not work? The click through? Yeah, I think I know in shorts creators can no longer do links, so I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't work in lives either. But that's why it's in the bio. Or if you can search on Discord, you can search. It's just CMonsterYK is the server. Okay, this thing. Oh my gosh. I really like this. This is turned into something really fun. Oh, thank you so much, Marcus, for sharing this with us. This is awesome. Oh yeah. Let's see. No, it's a dollar. Yeah. Oh, okay. I can't look at DMs right now. But after this stream, I'll pop onto Discord and see what's up. Yeah, near 5100. Is it near 5100 like it's 5200 or is it near 5100 like it's 5099? That's the question we're all dying to know. Just gonna make him a little bit hairier, and then I think we'll call this guy finished. It's been a blast to draw. And then we'll check the list and see what we want to draw next. I'm gonna I'm gonna do the hair as shadows, right? So mm, where I want there to be shading and shadows, I will draw some hair texture. I can also draw some hair texture like on the edges of the other side where the light would hit. But if you do this, then your brain will be like, oh yeah, that thing's hairy. And then you don't need to draw hair everywhere. You can just draw hair here and there. Yeah, just a legend. This guy's legend. I think the hands, everything this guy, I'm really happy with it. Yeah, I look very similar to this, but I have a big beard and long hair. So, oh, and I'm not skinny. And I'm only 6 foot, 5'11" and a half, or something like that. No, no. I'm 5'11" in the morning, and I'm 5'11" 3/4 at night, because you shrink. Nope, 5'10" and 3/4 at night. I keep saying 5'11" when I mean 5'10" and 3/4. But I'm 5'11". Whenever I go to the doctor and they measure me, I'm 5'11". Or what is that in centimeters? Like 180, 181 or something like that. All right. Oh yeah, I wanted to clean up just the eyes and the face, like some of these guidelines I drew in here, just a little bit. Is it Tokoloshi? What time is it where I am? Oh, thanks so much, Lieutenant. It is 7:35 where I am. This kind of looks like a Muppet, but scary. He's holding like I was gonna draw a human brain before, and then I started doing this, but it's like he's holding like your dream energy. Okay, let's see what's next. Yeah, today we did a little goblin holding a dagger. We did an orc. Where's? And then we did these guys. We did a goblin reaching into a pickle jar to try to get some pickles. We did a goblin looking sad and wide-eyed because he usually is in the dark and now he's not. And he's like, what is happening? And then a goblin stealing an apple that already has a bite out of it. Like, bro, calm down. Not today. Oh yeah, so okay, so we've done Tokoloshi. I spelled it wrong. It's Tokoloshi. Okay. So on the list we have Uni, Revolver, Coal, and Gummy Goo. Oh, that's yeah, you guys, it's late for you guys. So I think we will do. So I was gonna do. Let's do. For the revolver, I was gonna do like a gunslinger from like a mythical gunslinger with like I'm just kind of fleshing it out, some ideas here. It's probably a lot more like, I'm always surprised when you see those like speed shooters on YouTube and stuff. They're like, oh, man, they are here. I'm gonna draw one of those actually. Uh, those speed shooters, man, they like lean all the way back, and then they pull their and they're shooting like this, and they're like, man, it is ambulancing out there. Ambulancing, yeah. That kind of just means walking around. And they're like this. Like, I don't even know. I guess it's so they can get it out of the holster really fast. But then why not? I do not know. I don't know anything about speed shooting. These guys are crazy though. They like lean all the way back like this. They look like they're doing some weird ab exercises I've never seen before. And then they make like 3 shots in under a second and they hit the friggin' target spot on every time. And you're like, what the hell? Bye, Meme. Okay, I will draw a revolver. I'm going to. I'm torn between grabbing a reference and trying my hand at like making up a revolver essentially. Uh, I'm going to start no reference and see where I end up. So this would be the basic shape. This is a little big, so we're carving it out. We'll have the place where those come out, and then that has to break away because, oh, and it has to have, no, that doesn't have to, okay, okay. Too big. Let's shore it up a little. Okay, so let's start with the revolver part, the revolving part of the revolver, the bullet chambers, right? So, boom, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. I don't know. I've heard of 7 before, and that's what we're going with. I'm being a little rough, and I'm not liking that, but that's okay. Okay. This will come down here, and that is that, and then there'll be little indentations or whatever, and we'll figure that out after. Oh, I'm doing it now. Okay. Gosh, I'm not sure. Do you know when you asked? It's probably better to try to grab the date. Yeah, I'm not sure. I wonder if, hmm. Okay. And then this will be, so basically what the revolver does, right, is this is the barrel, and then this part becomes part of the barrel temporarily in order for you to shoot bullets out of it. Right? So it's like, whereas usually you would insert a new bullet into the barrel, this you're kind of like inserting a whole chunk of barrel into the barrel, and also there's a bullet in it. And so you have that, and then you have like just a little something here to like attach to the barrel, and then also usually I think this is where the like the trigger mechanism is, but okay. And then on this side you need the hammer that hits the back of the bullet, and then you need like the part that like kind of you hold, right? So we're seeing that side. The part that you hold, and then So then the trigger mechanism. Okay, so yeah, so there's two different ways you can have this break up. I guess you could either have it break away so that the the oh, I don't know what this is. The revolver part breaks away and then you put in the bullets here, which I think is how I've always seen them. But I think theoretically you could have this part break away. Huh. This is better because then it's disarmed, right? There's no... Okay. So now we can't see any of that behind the gun. We can't see that. Oh, we might be able to see a little bit of that. Okay. And then that's there. All right. So I need to draw a box where this is because I think my perspective is a little off. So I'm just going to draw a box. This did not really help, but that's all right. All right, it helped a little bit. Yeah, so often I would choose a revolver and then draw that, but I thought it would be more fun to try to figure out and draw how a revolver works. So I don't know how the linkage between like the trigger and all of that works, but I'm just going to give space for it to happen in all in here. And then that way, like I don't know have to know how it works. I just have to know like it does happen and it happens in here somewhere. And I don't think I'll be missing any particular part of it that would make it like, well, that couldn't happen. Because like sometimes you do that, right? Then it's like, well, that couldn't happen. Yeah, so it's the little, it's your PFP, right? Is that? I just want to make sure I actually drew it. I'm pretty sure I did. Oh man, I heard what I thought was a goose outside, and it was just some people laughing. People laughing. Some screw holes here, here, and here. Some texture. Bad texture. This is like, we'll shade that so we know it's like around a corner or whatever. This came in. I kind of let that get away from me. There's a space there so that, and then there's like a pin here because that's how the travels, the hammer and whatever this is. And yeah, okay. This is a flat piece of metal that goes right up to there. Okay. And that's there, that's there, that's there, that's there. And then this is like, it goes around like that, but then also goes in like that. Okay. I'm going to erase these lines and give them just, those lines are too harsh and it makes it look like it's different pieces and it's not. Ooh, so I'm just going to give it like a little shading instead. And hopefully that'll make it look like it's the dimple that I want it to be and not the, not like a separate piece. Is a separate piece like a book or something? Oh yeah, it's that book. We had to read it in the school, inlay school. Okay. Hang on, let me look this up. Okay, bubble from the Amazing Digital Circus. Let me double check because I thought I drew it, but maybe I'm getting it confused. And I don't want everyone to be searching. Okay, okay. No, I was confused. I did not draw bubble. I am so sorry. I'm sorry for everybody who's looking. All right, that's... Oh, I forgot this part. There we go. That's that. So I will draw Bubble now. It's a Beatles album. Is that? No, that just says like Revolver and Future or something on across the top. Okay. Okay, bubble. Bubble, bubble, bubble. Bubble, bubble, bubble. Bubble, bubble, bubble. He reminds me of, there's like a Mario creature. He also reminds me of, who's the artist? Gosh, I can't even remember the style he does. It's like, it's so good. Okay. So in order to get this, I'm going to, what is this called? Like create longitude and latitude. And that's because I'm going to do the teeth and I want them to look correct. And this is the best way to do that. You know, I think I was thinking of Pibble. Did I draw Pibble? You guys remember that? Hey, Sabrina Ellis, welcome, welcome. All right, let me, I want more tea. I'm feeling greedy for tea. Okay, and so then, all right, his eyes are like, well, I guess it depends on where I want to put his eyes. His eyes are like here and here. We'll make this more of a, Sometimes when I try to do the hard outline of something, it's just like my hand doesn't want to move the way it was just moving, and that's frustrating. But I think I didn't draw it. I think I thought it was Pibble. I was mistaking Pibble for Pubble, for Bubble, for, I'm sorry. I'm getting it now, though. Oh gosh, I'm so sorry. Pibble the Passer. Wait, Pibble's fictional? Okay. Okay, and then this. And then I think we can just do like, this is the curve. So it's something like this. Oh, okay. I thought I missed one. Harder than it looks, this guy. Okay, Pibble was a real life dog. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, I'm sorry. Hello, Fungitech. Oh, Birdman, welcome back. I remember there was two 123s that used to pop in. Birdman 123 and was it Dip 123? I know lately we've had a bunch of new people, a bunch of old people, a bunch of fun people, a bunch of cool people. But it's all the same people. Welcome back. Welcome back. Yeah, I can't imagine. Like, you could make it sound like anything. All right. And then we'll give Bubble, he's meant to be a bubble. So we'll just give him a little reflection, a little bubble reflection. And some, like, shading that makes him feel circly. All right. Oh, now that is a good question, Odd Bud. Birdman, we will add that to the list. Let's see. Today's list is meant to be, where the heck? Today's list is meant to be, hang on, let me show everybody what we got, and I'll pull out the list. Okay, today we have this guy. It's Tokoloshi. It's from South Africa. It's stealing your dreams. Very scary. Then we have a goblin giving away a dagger. We have an orc being orky. Look at him. And then we have a goblin's hand trying to steal some pickles. Take care, Fungitech. Thank you for coming in. We have a goblin stealing an apple that's already partially eaten. And we have this guy who's like kind of like a golemy little kind of like a golemy goblin. Oh yeah, and then yesterday we did Tay's PvP, PFP, PvP. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, we have the list. Yeah, especially if you're doing like ambient music. Um, yeah, Oddfud's saying it. Okay. Doug from Up. Okay, is that the old man? Okay, let's see. We've done Revolver. So we have Uni. Let's do an Oni. That's next on the list. We've actually been skipping it for quite a while. Uh, okay. Ooh, okay, okay. It's very orcish. Dog. Oh, Doug is the dog from Up. Got it. All right. Oni it is. Whoa. Let me look up who Gummigoo is. Who asked for Gummigoo? Let's see. Tadsy, Gummigoo. Ooh. Okay, Kat, let's do Gummigoo. Elstefan. I already did an Uni because it kind of looks like an orc. So we'll do that. Okay, there's not a lot of Oh, you know what? I'm freaking on Google. Freaking on Google. Okay, okay. Neat. That's something digital circus. Okay. Is that no, that's a TV show, eh? I should watch it. Is it interesting? Do old people like it? Okay. Gumagoo, Gumagoo. Wherefore art thou, Gumagoo? Okay. Here we go. All right, cool. Crocodiles are neat. This guy seems like an alligator. Oh, okay, not for kids. That's great. Great to know. Somebody was telling me, I don't think it was here. Somebody was telling me like that they thought The Simpsons was for kids. And I was like, no, no, The Simpsons was never for kids. And they were like, but it's not Family Guy. And I was like, yeah, what? Correct. Okay, let's see. So this is going to be the body and the tail. You guys see that? So then we need little legs. Okay. Man, there's not a ton of references that I can see. So I'm trying to go. Oh, take care, Lieutenant Mods. We'll catch you up on Discord, I'm sure. If I'll be on there in a little while. Thanks for coming in. Okay. I'm gonna do that. Okay. I just redid his legs. I don't know. It just didn't seem right, so I just redid them. That feels better. And I also shortened up his tail a little bit. Um, okay. And then this will be the front of him. So then this is one arm. It's funny because I was thinking about doing the gunslinger and I was drawing those like weird hats. And not weird hats, the brimmed hats to protect you from the sun and the rain and the sun. Oh, okay. That sounds pretty good, Cats. Thanks for explaining. Thanks for explaining to me. Okay, I'm like really square head, which is great. I'm just still fleshing this out. Well, still skeletoning this out. It seems like he does have a sort of neck that I've missed. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna move his arms down. Crikey. Yeah. Hi again, Winter Devil. Welcome, welcome. I am drawing Gummy Goo. He's Australian. When you said he's Australian, so he says that word a lot, I hadn't read the message before, and I was like, oh no. I know a word Australians say a lot, but it wasn't that one. It's a different C word. Crikey. That's pretty good. Sorry, I'm hearing a weird noise. I didn't know what it was. I can't reproduce it, so I don't know. Hello, unknown planet. Unknown planet 17. Solid name, solid name. Unknown planet is fun because like there's so many planets. It's actually crazy. So when I was in school, we were like, yeah, there's probably planets around other stars. We're pretty sure that would make the most sense, but like we can't be sure of that. And then by the time like YouTube was invented, they were like, oh yeah, here's how we figured out that there's exactly what kind of planets are around other stars and like where they're from and what they look like and what they're made of, which is like pretty cool. So I think I must be making the noise because when I don't move, there's no noise. But I can't, it's not repeatable. Okay, let's erase what the hat blocks. Erase the head blocks. Erase where the head is in the wrong shape. That's a me problem. Okay, I don't think the noise is me. I think there's something making noise, which I do not like. I don't want to hear that. I neither want to hear the noise nor know that something is making noise. Like, just don't. Just don't exist. Sorry, we lived in the house we were moving out of. We all, like, right at the end, it was really all of a sudden there was like a ton of mice, man. And we got traps, we put out poison, we did all the not the um all the things you're supposed to do because they were like eating our food and it was really bad. Um and the landlords were just like, "Yep, you should do better by getting rid of those mice." And we were like, what are you talking like what? What? And so I'm a little traumatized. So much of stuff got destroyed. It was terrible. Yeah. It's like that. It almost sounds like I think it's like something when my desk is shaking. It's not making anymore. It stopped. But it sort of sounds like but on metal hand. No, the great attractor. Is this dark matter? Or like that's the theory that dark matter is made up to not made up, you know what I'm saying. Dark matter is a theory that it needs to exist because of our observations in the universe. Is the great attractor like dark matter is the theory of what the great attractor is, and the great attractor is something, and we don't know what it is. Oh, even better. That's great. And, like we can tell it's not a black hole, probably. All right, I'm gonna just kind of redo the snout right here, but because I like almost everything else. So if I can get this snout looking right, I'll feel pretty happy. What is going? Oh, his head has to come straight. Ah, there we go. I was like messing up on the head. All right, I think that's pretty good. I'm not like super happy with it, but I put him in a weird position, and like I said, I'm working off like a bunch of different references because I can't seem to find. Yeah, I know they just found recently like a huge oh, thank you so much, DW. A huge black hole, like the biggest black hole ever. They just found it recently. Hello? Okay. He's kind of wearing, he's probably supposed to be wearing cowboy boots. I'm going to put him in cowboy boots. They look like regular boots, but they're made out of cowboys. No, it's not. Oh, geez. I've been making my cowboy boots the wrong way this whole time. Little spurs. All right. You know, Australians, that's not how you spell crikey. It's EY. There we go. Australians made up the word selfie. Yeah, yeah. Pulsars. Like the reason we know, like pulsars are so useful to us, right? Because they're predictable, so we can use them we know how long they should take, and based on their size or based on their, I can't remember. But anyway, we can use them as a yardstick and measure the distance between things because of pulsars. It's friggin' amazing. Yeah, we have a request list. Let me see. Let me pull this request list up. So we just did Gumagoo. Now we have Cole from Dandy's World. And then we'll put your request on. Good night, cats. Yeah, I should be on tomorrow. Oh, Jake, welcome. I was so excited when they proved that. Okay, so I'm gonna start Cole from Dandy's World. They measured gravitational waves for the first time after a couple of false starts. That was so cool. A pencil guy in the army eating a banana. So we're trying to aim onto like mythical creatures. I'll show you some of the ones we did. I did make an exception for these cartoon characters because they've been asking for a long time. Okay. But we might be able to do a pencil guy. So we have an orc. We have a little goblin giving a knife. We have Bubble and Trouble. We have a Tokoloshi, which is a scary South African dream monster. What do we got? Goblin stealing an apple. Hang on, let's get, oh, it's this. I thought I was missing red. I want to get this apple and I want that, and then we'll have it, and there we go. We'll put a little green in there. Okay. Oh, Cole, this is great. I like Cole. This is nice. Ooh, Cerberus. Yeah, probably. For some reason, like No, I got you. I got you. Three. You know what is it? Is it Gulligan's Island? Was it a 3 hour tour? I have in my head now a three-headed dog. All right, man. I really like coal in general. So I lived on Long Island, and that's right by New York City. And so all the shipping that left New York City, which is a major port, if it was going anywhere except for like the East Coast, um, actually, I think even then it would mostly go out past Long Island. So you have like New York City, you have like Bronx, here's like Manhattan, and you have like Long Island, and then there's like Queens is on Long Island, and this is like Staten Island, and this is the Hudson River, and then you have Long Island. And so Manhattan, huge port, and there's like the Hudson Bay is here or here, I can't remember. I think here, and then there's the Hudson River, so you can ship like up into the country, you can ship down along the East Coast, or if you're going to Europe or anything like that, you can ship out. Long Island is much smaller than this. I just drew it big for like there. It's like that. Um, oh, I'm sorry, unknown. Yeah, having a good dog is nice. Uh, and so during World War II, before the US entered the war, they were sending tons of supplies out to England and places east. And the U-boats were sinking almost every single one. So there was a bunch of U-boats that hung out just in this area here. And every time a ship, like a bunch, there was so many. And every time a ship would go out, the U-boats would sink it. And they weren't supposed to. And it was really hard to prove that that's what was happening. And no, I haven't seen it. And but what that did was not only were the boats run by coal, they were also sometimes loaded with coal for the war effort. And so coal washes up on the beaches of Long Island, at least the South beaches where I used to do my beach combing. And so I have a bunch of coal that is washed up onto shore, and its most likely origin are these World War II vessels going off to England. That's why I like coal. I mean, it's not the only reason, but I like coal. I think it's neat. I mean, I think, don't burn coal unnecessarily. It's bad for the environment. Wind and solar is much better. But still, it's a neat thing, coal. So this is Cole. He's a character from a show. Cole is a name. This character is not named the name Cole. This character is named the thing Cole. Nat King Cole was named the name Cole. Old King Cole, also the name Cole. So Die Hard is about to get talked about a bunch because it's a Christmas movie for a lot of people. This is good. Cool. Yeah, I should watch the OG movies. If that's the better if that's the better representation, I like watching a good movie, even if it's like basically, I like watching good movies no matter what, really, as long as I'm in the mood for a movie. Okay, so Die Hard. This is Cole from a TV show from Dandy's World. So nothing to do with Die Hard, but Die Hard is actually from a series of books and a series of movies. I know now Die Hard, the original, feels like the first movie in the whole thing. And you might have heard this factoid before, but actually it was a sequel to another movie. And I cannot remember the name of that movie, but in that movie, I think it's Frank Sinatra played the character that Bruce Willis played and was like the detective hero. And in his contract, he had it written that if they made movies based on those books again, or if they made a sequel, that he would be given the opportunity to play that character. Oh yeah, I do agree with that. Nuclear fusion is also very safe. We have these like actually there was just this just happened. Some guy, they were bringing a nuclear power plant back online for a decommissioned nuclear power plant back online. I think for the first time ever anywhere in the world. And is it 3 Mile Island? I grew up hearing about 3 Mile Island because like you have Long Island, right? And then here's Connecticut, right? Like the country goes like this. So here's Connecticut. In fact, there's towns here on the South Fork of Long Island that were settled in the 1600s and before New York was a place. And so their governor and their stuff was the Connecticut governor. So like this chunk of Long Island feels like New England because it was for a long time. Oh, sorry. Yeah, nuclear fission. You're totally right. Do not use the sheets when it ends. Hey, Aiden's live. Welcome. Yeah, I forget what they're called. The toroidal. Um, come on, brain. Reactors. They're really doing some work with that too. But yeah, so this guy fell into the. They're recommissioning. They're opening back up this power plant, and there's an accident, and the guy falls into. This is Cole, by the way. Cole from Dandy's World. All done. And so the guy falls into the water on top of the rods, the nuclear rods, right? Actually, is it I'm not exactly sure how it works, but this is the water to protect from like stray radiation getting out into the world. Falls into the water. They're like, "Oh my God, we got to get this guy out of here." They get him out, and they're all like very worried, and they're doing the tests to make sure all is well with the guy and all is well with the world. And they test him, and he tests the highest parts of his body test at 300 millisieverts. And that's greater than that's less than background radiation. Bro fell into the water that's meant to protect us from the radiation popping out and had less radiation on him than probably I do right now. Oh, imposter. Hang on, let me I think that's a good, because my name's Chris. So that really works out. Wait, does he also spell it with a K? Because that's how I spell mine. So I did Big Shot from Deltarune. I did this one from Deltarune. I did Chris from Deltarune. And let's see, I did one more Deltarune character. I have it right. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh, yeah. I did Susie from Deltarune. Okay. This is my favorite. Cookie Karen Crumble. I can't remember her name. Okay. Oh, wait, I have... Okay, we did Cole. Oh, we did Gummy Goo. Boom. We did this and that. We're going to say we did this one. Because it will add some... Now this is like an Oni. Good job. And we have Doug from Up. That's the next. Oh yeah, the army pencil. That's very specific. What was it again? Onigiri? Yeah, we'll do onigiri. There's a type of onigiri that is made by people use their armpits to make it. And it's like popular, I guess. That's what I've read. I don't know how popular it can possibly be, but I don't know. Japan can be. Sometimes you read about things that happen in Japan and you're like, that is a weird. Oh, yeah. The Demon Core incident is insane. Like, no, no, why didn't they use any, it's just a, I'm mad about it. It's interesting. I like the Demon Core incident because it really helps to show like that it's about going critical is the problem, right? And not just the thing itself, because it was closed that caused the problem because it went critical and had a runaway reaction. And I think like that's kind of counterintuitive. You would think like this is dangerous, and if you open it, you're going to get hurt. But it's almost the opposite. It's like if Pandora closed the box, and that's what caused all the problems. There was like a trend a little bit ago in like the science. I can't remember exactly what. I don't know exactly what kind of community it was, but I was seeing them a lot, right? Where somebody would be like, "Oh, look at this cool thing I just got," and it would be like a canister, and then they would put their camera near it, and it would go, you know, which is what happens when you put a camera near radiation. And it seemed like a lot of them were faked, um, but there were some that seemed real. And then I did see people talking about some of them that like were real, but it was the type of radiation that one hurt you. And it's really interesting. Radiation is fascinating. One of my favorite things that I've seen that you can build yourself is you can build the fish tank and you can see, yeah, Demon Core does sound pretty good. Um, you can put like build a fish tank, right? And you can fill the bottom with dry ice uh, fog, basically. Uh, I forget exactly how. I think you have to keep it very cool, but still it's warm enough that the dry ice will melt, will sublimate and fill up like the bottom with like a nice dry ice fog. And then you take, I don't know, like a banana or something, and you stick it in there, or I don't know, like that like a piece of that metal from your smoke detector, right? And you put it in there, and then you can see not the actual radiation shooting off, the radiation particles, but like the trail in the dust. The same thing when you see a plane flying over or a jet flying over, and because it's moving so fast and it's spitting out this air, and it has the air is hotter and it I forget it condenses it. Yeah, it condenses it, the air, and then that condensation is water vapor, and then you can see it. It's the same principle here that the radiation particle shooting out condenses I believe it's carbon dioxide, and that causes like you to be able to see the trail of it. Pretty freaking cool. Ooh, yeah, Demon Core. Oh, nice. Right. That it's really interesting, alpha, beta, gamma, because like some of them are generally safe unless Like they all have different levels. You said it said it pretty well, but it's really interesting. Okay, so seaweed is definitely darker than this. So I think we're just gonna have to add some black right to this guy. All right, man. I want to have rice. I'm gonna have rice for dinner. I have rice. I have seaweed. I have what kind of meat? I could put chicken nuggets. Rice, seaweed, and chicken nuggets. Unigiri American Child style. So I lived in Seattle for a little while, and the culture over there when I lived there, at least for young people, I was younger, um, you would show up at people's houses, and if it was in the daytime, they would offer you coffee, and if it was at night, you would bring them wine. And this is just, and people would just show up at your house. It was very interesting, and that's the last time I really drank any wine. I stopped drinking, not for any, I take a medication now that has an interaction, so I don't really drink anymore. I don't think it's like terrible if I had a drink, but so far I've just been like, it's fine. I don't, the pharmacist says I shouldn't drink on this medication. I won't drink on this medication. I'm fine with that. Uh, I do miss a beer with dinner sometimes, so that is very nice. But, you know, I can have a root beer with dinner. That's also nice. Onigiri. I was thinking Demon Core would be it would be the like it makes sense that it's a metal style. That's where the term core comes from, right? My understanding is that like blank core comes from oh yeah, what is this? Onryo? Onryo. Let me look this up. The type of ghost? Is this what I'm thinking of? Oi, creepsy. Okay, yeah. That's great. Yeah. Excuse me, Cloud Chamber. Excuse me. What was that? Doesn't matter. Excuse me, thing I drew before. Okay, hang on. Yeah, give me 1 second. You guys check out what's the best drawing I've done today. I'm gonna put that. You know, if oh here, we'll do this guy. Yeah. Sadako, is that the Japanese girl's name from Ringu? Because that was it was terrifying. Yeah, that I watched The Ring. Uh I at the time I was renting movies on my way home from work and I would just pop them. I would get home. I would be because it was the only time I would get home late and often nobody would be home. Nobody but me. And I would put in the movie and just sit and watch whatever was on. And so yeah. And so I would whatever movies. Like I watched basically every movie that came out on VHS. I watched or DVD. I didn't have a DVD player at the time, so I watched anything that came out on VHS. And I saw The Ring, and I had not heard anything about it. I was working a lot, and the only media I was taking in were these VHSs, right? So I was like, "Oh, I'll rent the. Was this new?" And the person buying it was like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Got it." Rented it, got home, put it in, watched the whole thing, and was like genuinely scared because I was the only person in the house, and I had just watched this VHS, and it was genuinely scary. I loved it. I went and I got Ringu. I think I had to rent it from Netflix on DVD, and also really great movie. Uh, yeah, that's my experience with Ringu and Ring. Great, great. Okay, I'm gonna leave this here. I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab a water. Okie dokie. I got a seltzer instead. Hey, Fate, welcome, welcome. We're about to draw a scary Japanese ghost lady next to this onigiri. I just had to get a seltzer. This is good. Black cherry polar. Okay. What was the movie that came out like that was trying to get capitalize on the Ring popularity? Oh, you know what it was? It had Sarah Michelle Gellar in it, right? It was The Grunge. Or The Grudge, The Grudge, The Grunge. The Grunge is just it's Courtney Love, and it's a documentary. The Grunge. Oh, Invisigal, I don't know. Ooh, peanut butter, delicious. All right, we'll do. Okay, so how are we gonna? Because we want. So, how big would somebody's face be? So we can't do full size because then it just doesn't work. So we're gonna do like whatever this size is. This is the size we're doing. This will be the hair. Hey, guest. Welcome. I was thinking forced perspective and then having her be holding it, but that's so much. So much. Um, that's so much. But maybe still, maybe. Guest is good. Guests can be good. Oh, I thought you said since it's night here, right here. Okay. So I'm going to do a little, I don't usually focus on hair, but I think for this type of spirit, I think that's really important. So we'll do a quick, a couple quick decisions about her hair. We'll have this side be go behind her ear. We'll have this side be wild and crazy and hanging down, covering her face even. So then this is the center of her face, and I think uh, we'll have to figure that out because that's where her ear is. I've already decided that. So then that's where her eyes are. This one we won't be able to see. This is her eyebrow. This is where her other eye is. And that puts her nose somewhere around there. And that puts her mouth here, kind of looking down. Um, okay. Which gives her a chin and a jawline. Okay, that's not bad. I'm trying to work on this kind of different perspectives of people's faces and stuff. It's one of the things I'm still very working on a lot. Oh, cool. Yeah, I think I drew the spider baby. Guessed is good. A baby. I did both. I did a baby that looked like a spider and a spider that looked like a baby. I thought I recognized your name, so that's cool. Oh, it's Thursday night. There's a lot going on outside, and like I don't usually hear people. Yeah, unknown planet. It's crazy how fast you improve if you really you get the practice. If you just start doing it. For me anyway, it's been crazy how much I've been improving since I've just started like actually doing the stuff that I'm bad at instead of sort of avoiding it. Um, okay. If we do force perspective, then her arm would come out from behind her hair around there and end up around here. And then I don't know what a hand would look like holding this, something like that maybe. Would it, could it be? Yeah, yeah, it could be like this. So this would be her fingers. And then the thumb would be back here. We don't see that. That's great. And then this other arm will come out also from behind her hair and just kind of be like loose in the Oh, that's great. Yeah, I have an anatomy book somewhere that I've been meaning to really get. It's something that I've been like not exactly avoiding, but not been doing. So avoiding in that way. Um, that I'd really like to get back into. I mean, get into the practice of because like I think it'll be fun, even if it's a little hard. And heck, I could even do some like anatomy practice streams, and that would also be neat. But is it crazy that like I think it could be really great to have that kind of like evil devil hair that these types of ghosts have? My hair's not black, but I think it would be really nice to be able to style it this way sometimes. Okay, arms I'm okay with arms. And I've gotten much better with proportions. But like this, right? This face. I think this is okay. I don't think it's like turned wrong, but this is the kind of thing that I would be really like, I would be unsure of, and then I would change it and change it and change it. Sometimes I do that, and then I come back the next day and I look at the video, right? Because I record a lot of myself now drawing, and then I'll be like, it was fine the first time. I don't know why I made so many changes. And that's rough because like I could have just left it. So that's I think this is pretty okay. I think the nose doesn't show up exactly right, but yeah, I'd say for practicing, especially like arm length and stuff, you should learn you don't have to stick to them 100% of the time, but you should learn um, that proportion guide that you learn, right? Like a head length is the same as a forearm, which is about the same as a hand, which is the same as an upper arm. And and if you get those about right, then that's pretty good. And then to do for shortening and stuff, the trick with that, whoops, sorry guys. Yes, the perspective. Okay, I'll tell you the thing that I do for perspective. Okay, the thing that I've learned to use for perspective, this I learned from a book about how to draw manga and comics, is so say, let's do, I'm going to go back to the ghost. Um, so this is a person. Okay. And he's like, oh, do you want this thing I'm offering you? And he's left-handed. So then if the right hand is in perspective with the head, then his right hand, then it's about the size of head to right for this part and for this part, and then the hand. And then the left hand is actually coming at us, so we need to get some perspective. I draw like a this type of spiral. I would do it much more carefully and I would take more time, but that kind, wait, I put his thumb on the wrong dang side. I do that all the time. That's why I have to check. And that can really help. Somebody once described it as like you draw the bandages of a mummy. And I think that kind of also explains it, where it comes around and around and around, and then you draw the other. Yeah, yeah. Unknown planet. I definitely think of it as a lens also. Yeah, so if I have a bend in the arm or something, hang on, let me do a piece of paper. We still have to come back to that ghost. But if I have a bend in the arm or something, yeah, I try to think of it in 3D space. And I still do the the spiral, right? And the shoulder's like a little bit bigger, this shoulder there. And say we want the arm to come down and then come up and then have the hand. I'll spiral down. It's getting a little bit bigger as it's getting closer. Spiral up. A little bit smaller because it's getting smaller, but bigger because it's getting closer. And then the hand. And now, like, the hard part for me is to make sure I can remember and read all these little spirals I did. But what makes it easier for me, and the reason I do the spirals is because it's it's easy to see what you're trying to draw. All right. So I do not have a visual imagination. I have what's called aphantasia. And so I can't visualize this before I draw it. I have to draw it in order to visualize it. So drawing these like loose spirals can really help me to visualize what's happening and allow me to make some changes kind of on the fly before I start finishing the drawing. Um, and then another thing that I find I used to do, but I'm better at now. So now you can see like this person is kind of giving a shrug. Again, very rough. Um, Shoulder. This would be the neck. I'm just going to come in and give a couple of erases to make sure you guys can see where I'm talking about. And then that's a little bit of a perspective. Oh, that's okay, Nina. Everyone was bad to start. And then you get better and better as you keep going. One thing that I was struggling with when I was first trying to do this was, well, first of all, I'm not great at it still. It, I take, I take plenty of times and iterations, and I will do multiple drafts until I get the thing I actually want. One thing that helped me a lot was not being precious with my drawings, right? Even if I'm like, oh, this is very good. This is the best shrugging arm person from the side I've ever drawn. I'm still going to try to redraw it and make it better because, like, I think it's important because I'm going to be able to do it better, you know? If I have to. If I really, really love it, I'm going to leave it. But if something's really messed up and I'm like, ah, it's so close, but I just can't get it, I'm just going to redraw it because then I'll have the opportunity to get it better. This is really close to the camera. Oh, yeah, that's so interesting. Oh, yeah, I forgot to say what I do. So, say I was drawing this arm. See how it comes behind the chest here? I would like subconsciously try to do the shape of the arm, not behind the chest. And that would cause it to look really distorted. And so, what I had to learn to do was to, even if I'm like, if you're looking at somebody from the side, now I'm getting really boxy. And I wanted to draw the front arm here, right? And the back arm, I would just draw the back arm, even though it's behind, and then just go back and erase that. Man, that's great. Yeah, I can hear music pretty good in my mind. I can smell things pretty good. I can feel stuff in my imagination. I can position myself and make a face all in my imagination, and I can feel what that feels like. But I can't envision shit. Oh, okay. So what was I going to say? Oh, and another thing that I think is really important, a different method is to box it out. So, say the same drawing, the person, just box it out. This is about what a person looks like. This is where the shoulder is, so you draw the box for the shoulder. And now you draw like where the elbow is going to be. And it's coming a little bit forward, so it's a little bit bigger of a box, a little bit bigger of a square. When you do that, and now this is where the wrist is going to be, and that's even closer. So then that's even bigger of a square. And then you do that. And then the hand is going to be like, this is where the fingers are going to be. So you kind of do that. And then the thumb is going to be here. And now you can put your arm inside this box. Right? You can do the same to the other side. This is where the thing is going to be, and it's going further away, so it's going to be a little bit smaller. It's going to be like that. And then again, it's going to be even smaller. So it's going to be like that. And then the hand. And then just, you erase the things that are hidden behind other things. Oh man, I just had bum 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 bum. Yeah, exactly. Some Minecraft type shit. And then you just kind of either you can circle it up or you can draw the arms inside of the square. Like, and then people usually have like a little bit more of a paunch. And then the hips are going to be like wider generally than, well, wider than right before the hips, generally. All right, let's get back to ghostly. Yeah, but then, like I said, I'm not great at it. I just keep going and going and going until I get it right. That was probably the hardest thing for me because I, in school, I was very good at stuff, right? If they were like, oh, you have to do math or you have to do science or what's the answer to this, I would just know, right? I barely ever had to study. I was just good at things. But that meant when I wasn't good at something, it could be really, really discouraging and really disheartening. Hey, Trey Lay 08Y. Okay. I think, I think we just have to separate out some of the cloth of the dress and the arms. Let's have this dress kind of wrap like this. I don't know exactly what like Japanese traditional dress this would be. So I'm just kind of giving it some texture by using these wraps. I'm not trying to actually do any specific type of clothing, but I just thought these kind of pulls and wraps is more interesting than having it just be like a straight down southern night clothes type of. Oh, okay, thank you, Unknown. I was like trying to think what that kind of looks like without having to like think about what it actually looks like. Okay. I think this is, what time is it? 9? Yeah, I think we'll call it a night after this. Um, okay. Oh yeah, and then most of this is just going to fall. It's going to end behind the onigiri. So let's pull that down. This is going to be her hand. Let's erase where her hand is going to be. I feel, I was saying before, sometimes you just have to erase things. Yeah, I totally agree with you. Guest is good. It's like, um, that's part of it, right? Like that's part of the fear of the ghost and the fear of becoming a ghost is like you're uncared for, right? You have nobody in your life anymore because you're not alive. And so I'm trying to figure out like what's like maybe she's holding it with 2 fingers. And the thumb is behind. And then her other fingers, I'm not sure. This hand positioning is going to be weird because I drew the onigiri first. and then didn't really consider the hand thing until she was pretty well drawn in. So it could also be like this, and then her thumb would be forward. It would be like finger here. Well, something like finger here, and then like thumb, and then ball of the hand, heel of the hand, heel of the hand. And then like one finger kind of, and then, yeah, then we wouldn't see the other fingers. None of it's going to look good, I think. I don't think it's quite aesthetic to have her be holding it like this. But we'll give it a couple of tries. I like this thumb. I think I'm going to try to keep this thumb. Let's do just like a long, sad finger. Okay, I think. Whoop, something like that. Oh, no problem. Oh, 40 subs. Well, that's great. Congratulations, Adventures of AGB. I know you're going for 50, right? So you're almost there. Oh my God. I just realized that I hadn't done it yet. I also have One Night in Bangkok somebody recommended. So I was thinking about that earlier. I was like, "Oh no. I still haven't listened to Stray Kids." And the Kitty Cat fam is going to be here. Okay, hang on. I should be using a slip sheet so I don't get my picture all dirty, but I was not. Let's do her hair. I'm going to do this because it'll do like a black looking gray, which is great because I don't want to really do black because then we'll lose all the pencil, which has all the texture. And I'm not going to be like painting this or doing anything, so I won't be able to add texture back with color. So by using this pencil, which like seems black, but is actually a gray, it's just like it's black, but it's like screened because it's like, it doesn't go all the way on, which is great. Well, I'm about to get off and make dinner, so I will try to put it on right then. That's, well, hopefully I won't forget. I shouldn't. I shouldn't. I should be able to remember. And we'll do the, what? Gotta get this. This is also hair. We'll do the eyebrows. We'll do the inside of the mouth a little. We'll do a little, like, some of the shadows. And then we'll do some of the texture for the white also. I think that'll look good in this color. Okay. So yeah, it's the hand and the arm. They look terrible, but, well, the arm looks okay. But this hand, I still haven't figured out the best way to make this hand look right. I think like it is probably just like her two fingers here holding it. And then the other two kind of like Yeah, I mean, that's probably the best. It's just, I'm never going to be able to make them look natural right now. Kind of looks like she's going like that. And then the thumb would like be kind of coming up behind it. All right. I mean, this isn't terrible. This hand is really bothering me, but I've already decided I'm not going to be able to get it tonight, which is fine. Sometimes you just need to take a break. Yeah, I have a Discord if you're talking about me. Yeah, I have a Discord server. You can check it out in my bio. And the I don't always post the images. I don't always remember / have time. But if somebody asks if you guys have specific images you would like, I can usually scan them in or take a decent picture and send them along on the Discord server. And I love to see other people's art. So if you guys have art that you do and you want to share it, I'd love that. I love seeing that in this server. I'm just adding a tiny bit of red around her sleeves and at the bottom of her dress and in her mouth. It's not a dress, I guess, it's a kimono. All right. Thank you so much, guys, for showing up. Thanks for talking. I will see you tomorrow, and check out the Discord server. Bye.